the Cahirley. Struck an e-ball den Shomra Shaw, Nanamaka Leshan Ruin Shaw, Mehain Sonorov. Agus Rinamare Shin, son Nini, a Kermidges Joss with all Shaw. Nadini Kena, a Kerfina Fallis Shaw, Marial Sheetson, and Rud Cannon Kena. Tasha Haram, Jura a Curlish and Curry Gale, Agus Tasha Haram, Jura a Curley Ishka Airden. A Cahirley, I have never been happy demonising or criticising the staff of Irish Water. I have no time for that type of politics. They have been used and abused by the last government and they continue to do so. It is time to put an end to the failed entity. It has been rejected by the people. And the vast majority of us were put in here because we promised that to the people, including Fianna Fáil. And it really is time that we saw some sign of the new politics in this chamber, where words actually mean something, because that was the biggest problem on the doorsteps as we went. People simply have no faith in the political process anymore. They see it as utterly removed from them, and they cannot trust a word that comes out of our mouth. And I would ask Fianna Fáil to actually put a meaning to the language that they're using in this chamber when they talk about a new era, new cooperation and a new language, and stand with the people, not in a populist manner, but because the people saw through Irish Water, but more importantly saw through what the government were doing in relation to Irish Water, which was setting up an entity with a view to privatising the most fundamental service that we need and require, Irish Water. I have absolutely no difficulty paying my taxes in return for services. I have absolutely no difficulty working with any member in this chamber in relation to the conservation of Irish water. Indeed, we have very good experience in Galway of recycling, and we showed the way and led the way in relation to recycling. And on more than one occasion, I have used Galway's example of where we had a wonderful service on an ongoing basis of 56% diversion from landfill in relation to our recycling, and in a pilot project we diverted 70%. And what happened? They privatised the service. We were the second last local authority service in the country to be privatised, and we have a mess on our hands at the moment in relation to the collection of waste. And for example, I myself will be penalised because I have 3 compost bins in the garden, and that is the exact same parallel and the same reasoning that was being used with Irish water. It is time to stop this. It is time to stand together and say water is extremely important and we need to resource it and we need to conserve it. 17 years almost I sat in the City Council in Galway, and I watched good engineers and very good staff come under extraordinary pressure because of the lack of resources and the lack of money. I saw water polluted. I experienced cryptosporidium myself, and as I speak here today, 8,000 people in Carrow can't drink their water. So we know the facts in Galway City. We are not trying to evade our responsibilities. We're trying to take them on board and work in a positive way. I would appeal to Fianna Fáil, even at this late hour, to see sense, and let's lead. We do not need to penalise people in order for them to conserve. We have shown that in Galway. Penalties do not work. Human beings by their nature are good. They need encouragement and they need example, and we are not showing that example. This entity has been rejected. Any entity that could spend 400,000 of taxpayers' money in seeking what the people of the country thought of them in various polls is an obscenity. And again, I don't blame Irish Water for that. They are under extraordinary pressure, the staff of Irish Water, to follow government policy. And any entity that could spend, what was the figure, 80 million on consultants, the word obscenity doesn't describe that, as water pours out of leaking pipes and our waters are polluted. And I find it insulting to be told that we're negative when we stand up to give a different view. The groupthink in this country is what led to the mess and the banking crisis, and many times various judges and various retired judges have pointed out if there was less groupthink and more questions answered, we wouldn't have scandal after scandal, and indeed Ceann we'll be discussing the O'Higgins report tomorrow, the exact same thread through it. So I'm happily and proudly supporting this motion. Tá sé haram jera a chur leis an Gurra Gael, agus tá sé haram bart a dhéanamh dá réir an ríthair. Gur míle maith.